We've got a tactic today that uses a bit of culture. Let's jump in and see what I mean. This one is called the 4-2-1-1-2 Asabiyyah II. I apologize if I'm butchering that name, but from what I can see, Asabiyyah, according to Google, is a concept of social cohesion and solidarity that emphasizes group consciousness and a shared purpose, originally used in the context of tribalism and clanism. Well, we're using it today in the context of football. So we're going to take a look at this tactic. You can kind of see the asymmetric side to it, but we're going to be using it with our teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. But with all that said, let's just dive into the Premier League and see how it works for our teams. Well, it worked wonders for our teams. 101 points for Liverpool, 98 for Aston Villa, 128 goals, 107 goals. This is definitely a good one to try. Well, I am going to assume a lot of this is because Liverpool just have a better squad than Aston Villa, but if you took control of Aston Villa, I think you could do a lot of this same type of stuff. Carabao Cup final, this is Liverpool that we're talking about, but they got to the Carabao Cup final. They beat Aston Villa 4-0. They beat them again in the FA Cup quarterfinals 5-2, but they get to the FA Cup final, and Liverpool kicked the crap out of Chelsea 6-0. And they also get to the Europa League final, beating Bayer Leverkusen 4-2. This worked like a charm. So yeah, 4 possibilities, 4 trophies. It's a winner. You do have a nice sea of green there, no question about it. 33 goals for Nunez, 50 for Salah. Holy cow. You get 22 for Jota as well. Assists, 20 for Diaz, Robertson, and Trent. 19 for Szoboszlai. And then average rating, Salah, of course, gets a 7.80. Well, we already know for Aston Villa how their domestic cup run ended, but you could see the Carabao Cup 4th round, they beat Ipswich Town 4-2. They get to the Carabao Cup final, losing to Liverpool, and the FA Cup quarterfinals, losing to Liverpool. However, if you look, they both have players sent off. That kind of hurts. But they have a phenomenal run all the way to the Europa Conference League final and get a trophy of their own 3-1. So yeah, I cannot say this did not work at all for Aston Villa. The only hiccup is that quarterfinal, but they faced Liverpool with the same tactics. So yeah, this one definitely was a good one to use. Squad-wise, they've got some green. I mean, you kind of like to pick it up, though, with these types of numbers. But 25 goals for Zaniolo, 21 for Diaby, assists, 18 for Leon Bailey, 17 for Kamara, and average rating, Leon Bailey gets a 7.30. Data hubs for these two teams, I am going to assume that these numbers are going to be pretty nice. I mean, you can see the attacking side is phenomenal. Defensively, they're doing fairly well, too. Goals per game, 3.37 is fantastic. 0.97 conceded, and 1.05 XG against is a little higher than usual. But still, not bad. And Aston Villa, yeah, pretty much the same. Defensively, they're down just a little bit, but the 2.82 goals per game is phenomenal for them. 1.11 conceded, 1.13 XG against. Pretty good. Premier League stats, Liverpool on top with 2.66 points per game, 2.58 for Aston Villa. Most goals, 128 down to 107, down to 87. So very attacking tactic right here. Liverpool with few shots against, 290. Aston Villa with 366. Man City, the only one beating Liverpool there. Most possession, though, 55% for Liverpool, 53 for Aston Villa. Most dribbles made, Liverpool with 648, Aston Villa with 637. And most shots for Liverpool in first with 722, 685 for Aston Villa. But now we've seen it every now and again where Ipswich Town do not so great work when it comes to Liverpool and Aston Villa doing a phenomenal job in the Premier League. How did it work this time around, though? Oh, it worked well. 133 goals, only 50 against, 105 points. They definitely won the league. Domestic Cups for Ipswich Town, we saw them lose against Aston Villa in the Carabao Cup 4th round. They lose in the FA Cup quarterfinals in extra time to Newcastle. That might be one that you could actually win, possibly. So overall, still, I mean, you got several games into the Carabao Cup, several games into the FA Cup. You stormed the league by, well, 9 points, but still, you did very well. And look at that squad-wise. They've got some green. I mean, again, I wish they could use more, but they don't really use a whole bunch of their squad. 23 goals for Bakambu, who comes in. 22 for George Hurst. 20 for Chaplin. Assist, you get 27 for Wes Burns. 33 for Leif Davis. An average rating, Leif Davis with a 7.58. Championship stats, Ipswich in first with 2.28 points per game. That's actually not a huge amount. Most goals, though, 133 is a phenomenal result. Fewer shots against in second with 367. Most possession with 55%. Most dribbles made with 798. And most shots for in first with 801. Well, let's take a look at the tactic itself. We start out with a sweeper keeper in defend, fullback in attack on the left, an inverted wingback on support on the right, ball playing defenders in the central spots in defend, a roaming playmaker in support next to a Segundo Volante in attack, and a winger in support, inside forward in support, a complete forward in support, there we go, and an advanced forward in attack up front. Attacking mentality, in possession attacking with his narrow, approach plays pass into space, overlap on the left but underlap on the right, focus play down the left, focus play down the right, passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses, run at defense and be more disciplined, in transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out, and out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more, and invite crosses. So overall, how did it do for our three teams? Absolutely fantastic. No question about it. Not quite storming the league, I did say that earlier, but 105 points to 96 isn't a huge difference. If you played Leicester, you could probably make that difference up. However, 133 goals is phenomenal. 50 goals against. Yeah, you're doing well. And then Aston Villa and Liverpool, also amazing jobs. 101 points, only one loss the entire time to Man City. And it was a doozy, but still, something must have happened in that match. But there's still a little room to play with if you want a perfect season. But I think overall, this is a phenomenal tactic to try. But that is it for me, Sevian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.